digit gains in the Dow, and suddenly that just started to go away, and it pushed away, and we watched volatility start to move a little bit more up to the upside, pushing up towards 23. But it was really a story of the NASDAQ, which was essentially, call it, somewhere near flat throughout the session. And that was, I think, more of the story of the day, because we had the earnings, of course, and with some of those earnings, we had markets pushing up in the early part of the day, but then that gave away, as I just spoke about. But the interesting thing, and everybody's talking about it, we got to hit it too, but GameStop, obviously, the incredible amount of short interest there and the trading that's gone on there, it's been unbelievable. By the way, we talk about trading all the time. I talk about volumes all the time. 40 million contracts again yesterday, actually 39.9. Let's make it 40. So 40 million contracts again yesterday. We are actually a little bit below the January average with that number, to just tell you how crazy things have been and how much you really have to understand the risks that you've got in the derivatives market. So please understand that there's got to be an educational level there. That is something that I think we try to push all the time here at Market Rebellion. And I know it's a great area. I know the great risk rewards that there are, but you have to understand those risk rewards and how you can use those as well in the best ways for what you are looking for in the market. So I mentioned about 40 million contracts trading yesterday. Well, GameStop, that was a pretty decent percentage of what we were seeing yesterday. 1.4 million contracts out of GameStop. Nokia had 1.2. Yes, I said Nokia. Apple, 1.1 million. AMC, yes, AMC. So they got that 900 million they needed to continue on, and now there's a squeeze going on there. And so, again, the squeezes just continue to be there. And when I say that, I'm talking about the short squeeze, of course. GameStop, unusually amazing amount of short interest there. The borrow is astronomical. And as we watch this continue to move to the upside, today actually went up and over $300 a share. It's been all over the map. We've watched it throughout multiple sessions as it's been trading. And I would just tell you, have an understanding, be careful, and understand what it means if you are ever short options. Understand what that means. So I'm going to leave it there. But Lumentech, that's another one. That was up 28%. We had some unusual there. We had unusual not too terribly long ago at Workhorse. That was up 30+%. It was up 5% in the after hours last night. Nikola was up 23%. All these names, just incredible moves to the upside. Now, going back to the blue chip type names, they are moving a little bit more like you'd expect. J&J closed out up about almost 3%. Triple M closed up a little over 3%. So they had some nice earnings, and that was part of what we were talking about when we were saying early on that we were seeing some of those triple-digit gains for the Dow. Dow names, those quality 30 stocks, but they started to get pulled on from other areas, and that was certainly something that was having an effect. Beyond Meat was another one. That was the story of the day, in my opinion. The story of the day being that partnership with Pepsi and the move that was extraordinary, up to 221 at the highest points yesterday, and actually closed out about 186. That was up about 17%. Now, on to today. Sharp move to the downside right out of the gates. We were getting pushed in the pre-market. We pushed even further once we opened, down about 500 points. NASDAQ down over 200 points. We've recovered off of that. Matter of fact, let me take a quick look because it moves so fast. I'm glad I did. So we recovered off of that significantly, but we're slipping again. Now I'm seeing the Dow off about 370 points. I see the NASDAQ off about 140 points. So better than they were, but definitely worse than they were just 10, 15 minutes ago when I was last looking at that. So volatility had a huge spike. We got up towards 29. I think we hit around 28.50 for our highs. Pulled back a little bit. 26.50 was the last I'd seen. That's probably a little bit higher number now, but the movement that we've seen has been absolutely unbelievable. Again, sticking with earnings, Microsoft, some great numbers. That actually was the one area that might have at least helped to lift a little bit from the NASDAQ, as the rest of the names obviously getting pushed to the downside. Starbucks being one of those names getting pushed to the downside. Some disappointing numbers from their same-store sales. That was down about 5%. So the stock itself not down 5%, those same-store sales, and that was part of the issue that people were looking at as they were dissecting some of what they were seeing there. So early on, every single sector was in the red. Now, that's probably changed slightly, but not a whole lot. But some of those leaders were, of course, materials, healthcare, financials, add in some of those communication companies, and you've got yourself the leaders down about 2% or more across the board there. So let's jump into some unusual and get on. Nokia, I mentioned that already. We have seen a lot of activity coming into this name. It feels like, I don't know, people talk about 1999 and day trading and all the other things. How about BlackBerry being very active? How about Nokia being extremely active? So I'm going to give you a little bit of Nokia. Buyer of 4,500 of the February 10 call. Seems outrageous. Stock is trading 5 right now. It's trading 5. They're buying the February 10 call. So seems like a little bit of a reach. I don't know if that's, but I say that, and meanwhile, we're looking at stocks that are going up 10 and 20 and 30 points in a single day. As a matter of fact, yesterday, AMC, the story of the day today. AMC was moving. It was on the move. It was trading underneath 4. We've talked about some of the unusual option activity there. And then suddenly, this is a name that pushed up towards 7. That seemed like a pretty big push. And then today, we opened up at around 20. Pulled back a little bit. Matter of fact, let me give you a little quick update on where that one is right now. No, I can't do it right now because I don't have it in front of me. Sorry about that. Lastly, I'm going to give you a second one. Carnival Cruise. This has been an unbelievable name. We know all about it going all the way back to last year, all the issues. We talk about the airlines, talk about the cruise ships, talk about a lot of different sectors, hotels, and all the rest of it, all throughout the pandemic. Take a look at CCL, trading around $18 a share. We had a buyer of 18,000 of the February 5 expiring. So not this Friday, but the Friday following that. So you got about a week and a half for these to produce. They're buying the 19 calls. That's $1 out of the money. 58 cents up to 88 cents is what those were going for. There was also some activity in there yesterday as well. So seeing a lot of activity in a lot of different areas. It has been a targeting point for a lot of the folks out there going for a lot of these high short interest names. Just understand what your risks are, please. Understand, get educated, have your everything in order so that you understand exactly what's going on. Because I'm telling you, it's about a discipline. It's about understanding the risks and all of that. And hopefully you are doing that and doing your own due diligence to do that so that you can have the best opportunity as you are trading in the markets. And we know there's a lot of new people in the markets. That's great. We should embrace them, but also have an understanding, and they must have an education level of understanding what those risk parameters are and what their risks are, depending on if they're in the stocks or the options or whatever people might be trading. Folks, have a great day of trading. I won't see you until Friday, but I'll see you on Friday at the halftime. I'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern Time. And you know what? Why am I leaving these guys out? 7:30 out on the West Coast. So look forward to seeing you then with the Market Rebellion. Until then, have a great day of trading. Stay disciplined.